Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. The credit union iPlex is a well-used venue in Swift Current year-round. At the recent City Council meeting, the General Manager of Community Services presented a report requesting the replacement of the ice floor slab. A large crowd recently gathered for the grand opening of the Southwest Emergency Center in Eastend. With the cutting of the ribbons, Cypress Hills Grasslands MP David Anderson recently joined Deputy Mayor Pat Friesen and Major Don Grad for the official opening of the Miracle Room in the Swift Current Mall. Thanks for joining us here today. Swift Current City Council has approved a major upgrade for the iPlex. We find out why in today's top story. The credit union iPlex is a well-used venue in Swift Current year-round, from Broncos home games to the CCA Finals Rodeo. At the recent City Council meeting, the General Manager of Community Services presented a report requesting the replacement of the ice floor slab. This follows consultation with various engineering firms who all identified a serious issue, which needs to be addressed immediately.
But in 2011, we started to really recognize that it was failing. Basically what's happening is this has a void space underneath the cold floor, and the void space wasn't creating enough of a warmth, which resulted in frost penetrating and lifting the piles up, which took away from the integrity of the floor. So no different than your concrete driveway at home. There started to be places that rose and places that didn't. They collapsed. So there's 133 piles within that floor because it sits on a pretty wet surface. In fact, there's water underneath it, and that was the original intent back in 1990.
A replacement value which is set at $2.5 million and was approved by Mayor and Council on Monday and will be paid for in the following manner.
So this project will be funded with debt. It's going through the process right now then of when it does come forward. This is a notice of motion. So when it does actually come to Council for approval, then we'll be ready to go through that process, and we'll likely see it in the early new year. After our budgets, after we've done approving our budget, that's when we'll actually be formally approving the dollars spent and what the terms of the debt that we'll be able to secure.
A $2.5 million cost to local taxpayers, which moves away from the trend which the City of Swift Current had set precedent for with various other projects, where grants and other methods of cost recovery were implemented.
Again, it's a timing issue, and it is still our hope that at the end of this year we will have less debt on our books than what we did last year, and that's a goal, and we do have a sincere hope that over time we will see a declining balance. What comes into play on that is when we've got items that are, ready, they're at the end of their life, and we will see other ones. We are a city with lots of different departments, and there's lots of items underground that I'm sure are going to be needing replacement in the near future. So it's an unfortunate thing as far as timing goes, but it's, as you saw, it was unanimously passed, and we got a lot of information on it, and Council came to the conclusion, I think, that it was something we couldn't not do.
And with no apparent grant opportunities available at this time, Perot says Council and administration will try other avenues of funding as opportunities become available. Replacement of the ice floor slab at the iPlex will commence after the Broncos conclude their current WHL season in April, with other user groups and events such as the PBR and Shrine Circus now having to seek out alternate venues in 2017. The overall goal is to have the arena surface at the iPlex completed in time for the start of the 2017-18 WHL season. Thanks to the efforts of the town of Eastend and its surrounding RMs, it's opened a brand new emergency center. A large crowd recently gathered for the grand opening of the Southwest Emergency Center in Eastend, a 9,000 square foot facility which brings together fire and ambulance services all under one roof. A state-of-the-art facility valued at $1.5 million, which came to light through the collaborative efforts of the town of Eastend, the rural municipalities of Reno, High Pot, Arlington, and White Valley, along with contributions from Crescent Point Energy and Synovus. A new and improved facility offering larger drive-in bays for the emergency vehicles, replacing the former fire hall which had served its purpose over the years. while adding an additional resource for emergency personnel.
We have this facility now that we can expand. It's to be part of a training facility, so now we can do training here. We have the ability to train new members coming aboard, and we have the room to do it. We can actually do training courses right here inside our facility. We can do pumper courses, we can do extrication courses. We have the room to do all this in here now, and it just opened up avenues for everybody. It's a win-win for the whole community and the safety of the community.
The new Southwest Emergency Center also includes a rapid response truck, which could mean the difference between life and death in many emergencies.
That goes out if there's motor vehicle accidents or farm accidents or oil field accidents. That's the first vehicle out. And that's got all the jaws of life and the rescue equipment and the winches and everything. It's fully, completely equipped, state-of-the-art truck. And then they'll be there hopefully before the ambulances to get the people extricated out of the vehicles.
A unique partnership and state-of-the-art equipment, which will enhance the emergency services spanning from Eastend to Shaunavon to the U.S. border and up to Maple Creek. And with the addition of the Southwest Emergency Center and the positive collaboration of the community of Eastend and its neighboring RMs, the efforts not only signify the positive outcome of working together, but showing that Eastend and the surrounding area are open for business.
It shows that we're not a dying community. We are doing everything we can to be vibrant and going ahead and building and hopefully securing a future for our kids.
Eastend is located approximately 90 minutes southwest of Swift Current.
Those times when I thought that he was just very quiet and shy and withdrawing a little bit, that he was probably depressed and I didn't know it.
And you think that this is a short-term thing. In a week or two, he's going to be back to normal, but that's not the case.
The Swift Current Salvation Army's annual Christmas Kettle campaign is underway, and they've set a goal of $195,000. With the cutting of the ribbons, Cypress Hills Grasslands MP David Anderson recently joined Deputy Mayor Pat Friesen and Major Don Grad for the official opening of the Miracle Room in the Swift Current Mall and the official kickoff to the Salvation Army's Christmas Kettle campaign. With a goal of $195,000, the Christmas Kettles mark the major fundraiser of the year for the Swift Current branch of the Salvation Army.
The funds, the food we raise will go towards our Christmas program, but it will also give us our funding and a base as we plan towards another year ahead. And this is the time of year when the bulk of our funds and many things are raised. Though Swift Current is good, we seem to get good food donations throughout the year.
A campaign which is generously supported each Christmas season while extending a helping hand to those in need. Efforts which are applauded by many in the community.
It's all a big part of our community, it's part of our heritage. We certainly remember the bells ringing when we were younger and what that meant. And so it's good that they're here, it's good that they're helping the community, and I think the community should be helping them back.
Yes, we certainly appreciate all the work that the Salvation Army does in our community, not just at Christmas, but throughout the year with the food bank and the thrift store and helping those that need comfort of whatever type of comfort they might require.
The Salvation Army indicates that the need has increased at the local food bank over the past year, and therefore the outreach for the branch will be even greater in the coming weeks, with support at the kettles even more important this time of the year.
But we are seeing an increase in the daily hampers we give out. We've used to give out about 10 or 12 a week. Now we're up to 15 and more of hampers per week, which still doesn't sound like a big number, but when you are we realize that represents, so many people, children, and a typical hamper is 65 pounds. So in food, produce, etc. And so that's actually a lot of volume of food going out on a weekly basis.
And you can make a child's Christmas brighter this year by donating a toy through the Angel Tree promotion. Drop by the Miracle Room in the Swift Current Mall. The Salvation Army relies on its volunteers throughout the Christmas season. And if you have a few hours to greet people with a smile and ring the bells for a heartwarming cause, Give the Swift Current Salvation Army a call today. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.